starting soon. Come watch the Rabbit, let's watch the Rabbit, bringing entertainment to me and you. Come watch the Rabbit, let's watch the Rabbit, it's not hard to do. Get ready because the stream is starting now.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another JRabbit87 stream. I'm your host, JRabbit87, and over in the background is my hashtag wonderful wife, Firebird10.
Hello!
Not sure how long she's going to be with us for the stream, so
Me neither!
get your highs in while you can. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I do apologize because I have been lacking severely with you guys. But if you've been paying attention to Discord, you know why. Last Sunday, of course, I was just not feeling well again, and I just needed to rest. And then my work schedule got all jumbled up, and I didn't have the ability to stream on Monday like I normally do, so that's why we're having the stream today. I hope you guys are ready too, because I got some great action-packed matches and storylines ready to go for you guys. But of course, before we get into that, let's get into our opening commands. As always, I'm going to go through the opening ones pretty quickly, and hopefully I will have enough energy to do them full length at the end of the stream. As always, we are sponsored by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He has blessed both me and my wife extremely greatly. We'll make sure to return his blessings. We also want to make sure we're saying a big, huge, thank you. Thank you to everybody that joins me today. It means so much to me that you guys take time out of your days to come and be with me. Discord. We have one of those. If you've not joined our Discord and you would like to, feel free to grab that link right there and come join us. We've got tons of chat rooms and we'd just love to have you there. Some more stuff, some more links for you to click on is a link to our YouTube where you can find highlight videos and TikTok, or highlight videos and full-length streams, as well as TikTok where we just have our highlight videos. Last and of course not least, bringing up the rear of our commands is ways to help the stream right here, right now, if you would like to do so. Always keep in mind that nothing is ever required, but everything is very much appreciated. Whew. Yeah, with that said, we are good to get on with things here. RWF is what we're going to be doing today. So I hope you guys are ready for some more wrestling action. We've got 10 action-packed matches for you guys. The return of the, of course, War of Momentum for the Tag Team Championships and all that. And starting us out first is two #1 contenders. Well, finally managed to catch your stream. This is your co-worker, by the way, Asthmatics United. Oh, hey, welcome in, Jacob.
Oh, that's a Jacob? Hi, Jacob!
Yeah. Welcome in, man. Ah. All right. So our first match of the evening, two #1 contenders are going to be going at it just to see who's the better and who has the better chance, in at least their opinions, of walking out of our next big event, Heatwave, as the champion. It will be the women's #1 contender to the Women's European Championship versus the #1 contender to the Women's United States Championship. This match coming up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing Absolution from Dublin, Ireland, Lyra.
here she comes, the current #1 contender to the Women's United States Championship, Lyra Valkyria. One half of Absolution, this young lady is looking to make her name known in the singles division. And we'll see if she can do that at Heatwave, but tonight she has a other #1 contender to contend with.
And her opponent from Adelaide, South Australia, Gloria!
And here she comes, the current #1 contender to the Women's European Championship. Another lady who has made her debut not too long ago here in RWF. So again, very much wanting to make her name known and put the current champion in check. With that said, as she makes her entrance, betting has now started. So let me know who you think is going to win by casting your vote. I'm going to keep things pretty even. That way I let you guys kind of get more of the points here as this match has started. And Lyra Valkyria starting off with a bang, using her speed to her advantage. Zarya is set to face off against Julia, while Lyra Valkyria is set to face Asuka at Heatwave. Both should be very entertaining and high impact matches. Of course, on those matches, the titles will be on the line. This match really isn't about the championship titles so much as it is these two #1 contenders want to show the champions what they have in store. Back and forth action between these ladies here in the opening contest of this of this whole show, showing exactly why RWF is the premium place to go for wrestling action. Now, in all seriousness, I don't, whether you think that's true or not, I'm just happy you guys are here. And in all honesty, this is a good showcase for both of these women. Yes, we've seen Lyra Valkyria and a little bit of what she can do, but this is a real good chance for her to really show us what she's capable of. And of course, Zarya being fairly new here to RWF. We haven't really got a chance to see what she's capable of. So this is a good opportunity for us to get a more in-depth view of her. These two ladies trading blows here, trying to land that big hit that'll knock the other down. A little bit of a stalemate, but that cutthroat seems to have stunned Lyra as Zarya tries to take control. Cover attempt here, but a kick out at 2.
2.
Big move there by Zarya, looking for the cover. Oh, a 2.99999, but Lyra Valkyria kicks out. And now Lyra starting to get a bit of a comeback here, looking for a cover. Is that enough? No, shoulder up at 2.
2.
Lyra to the top rope now. But caught mid-air with a powerbomb. Going for that massive move again, but this time Valkyria able to battle out of it. Valkyria with the Nightwing into the cover. And again, Zarya able to kick out.
At 2.99999.
A little bit of showboating by Zarya. Now Lyra Valkyria able to capitalize on that, only for, these two keep reversing each other so much, it's hard for me to say that one's on top here, and caught. Second time, is it gonna be the charm? Into the cover, and there it is. And on this night, Zarya stands supreme. Well, I know one thing. Julia might want to have an extra hard grip on that Women's European Championship after watching that. Well, coming up next, it's time for the men to do the same thing. As the number one contender to the Intercontinental Championship will be facing off against the number one contender to the Pure Honor Championship. That's right. Tala Tonga takes on Sean Spears. Coming up next.
Somebody go get that wig split. Somebody go get their ass kicked. Somebody go get that wig split. Beat 'em up, break his neck, break his neck. Beat 'em up, break his neck, break his neck. Beat 'em up, break his neck, break his neck. Beat 'em up, break his neck, break his neck. I'm a crazy and I'm coming through the door. Quick to whoop you up and knock your ass to the floor. Think I'm playing with you, but this fist gon' hit ya. Always in the hood, number one wig splitter. Never try to stop, cause you know you can't compete. Live by your rubber, get thrown in the street. It's more about the act up, you better cover back up. I'll be the next move in the hood, body stacked up. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wig split. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their wig split. Beat 'em up, break his neck, break his neck. Beat 'em up, I never be, but how could I be scared of a man? I walk through this land like a runner's man. Never can you imagine the pain that I bring if I said I'ma do it in the streets of this thing. It's a K-I-N, G-N Hill, while it's banned in the world, and I have no fear. I'm the mean and the mean, the nightmare dreams, the root of all evil. Weak fear me.
Truth will ultimately prevail. But there's pain bringing it to light.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Cooling from Niagara Falls, Canada, weighing in at 223 pounds, Sean Spears.
And here he comes, the number one contender to the Intercontinental Championship, Sean Spears, a man who has a date with Ricky Saints. He claims that Ricky Saints should not be champion, that he's a false pretender, and the audience eats it up like the sheep they are, and the only person who can expose the truth is him.
And his opponent, representing MFT from Kissimmee, Florida, weighing in at 264 pounds, Tala Tonga.
And here he comes, the number one contender to the Pure Honor Championship, the man who has a date with Braun Breaker at Heatwave. Of course, the biggest thing here is you notice that the rest of the MFTs are not out here with Tala Tonga. We did have a chance to speak with Solo Sikoa, and he said that it is because he wants Tala Tonga to show just how dominant he is, and that he has full faith that Tonga doesn't need the family to get the job done. Despite this, we know Solo Sikoa and how much she likes to say one thing, but do the exact opposite. So you know Shawn Spears has got to have his head on his swivel here, because any one of the MFTs could appear at any time. And as this match gets started, betting has started. Feel free to get your bets in, and Talo Tonga already showing his power here with Shawn Spears' when he tried to punch him, not even seemingly affecting the giant of the MFTs. And of course, Spears is, if anything, he is definitely persistent. Just because one strike won't work doesn't mean he's not going to keep on trying. Power versus speed. Pride versus pride. And this match only brought to you by RWF. Surprisingly, Tonga not letting this go to a count out. Perhaps he wants to do more damage here, and he just does that with that vicious choke slam to on the side of the ring. Jackknife cover here by Tonga, but not even a one count. Perhaps that cover was more of a mind game than it was actually trying to win, but it could prove to be Tonga's downfall, as Shawn Spears is now in control of this match. Back and forth action, Tonga taking control again, only for Shawn Spears to reverse back, but it seems like no matter what Spears throws at the giant, Tonga able to power his way back into this one way or another. At the moment, Spears back in control. And I should have known. Tama Tonga, one of the MFTs, is music playing. Look out from behind. Spears able to get away from the surprise attack, not taking the finishing move there from Tonga, but will the distraction be enough? Pinfall attempt by Spears. And kick out at 2. Tonga just tossing Spears like a sack of potatoes, and now looking for a submission, but Spears able to easily get out of it. And now big choke slam by Tonga into the cover, but Spears able to get the shoulder up at 2. Cover attempt here by Spears, but it's not enough. Again, pinfall attempt after throwing him around. And again, Shawn Spears just kicks out. Death Valley driver by Shawn Spears into a cover. Oh no, 2.9999. But Talatanga kicks out. And immediately back into another cover. This time feet on the ropes and didn't even get a 1 count. Back and forth action between these two great competitors, and now Shawn Spears having to retreat to the outside of the ring. Beautiful diving crossbody all the way from the top rope to the outside of the floor. Count of 5, and Tonga's getting back into the ring. We may have a count-out victory. And now again, Tonga not trying to win by count-out, exiting back out into the ring, continuing his punishment to Shawn Spears while also keeping this match going. Count of 9, but both competitors make it back into the ring. A little bit of showboating there by Tonga, and that might be the opening that Spears needed. Pinfall attempt by Spears, and he's still not able to keep the Giant down. Up on the shoulders, a second Death Valley driver by Shawn Spears into the cover. And he did it.
Here is your winner, Shawn Spears.
And on this night, Shawn Spears was able to topple the Giants and be victorious. Well, much like I said with Julia, I will say Ricky Saints might want to have an extra tight grip on the Intercontinental Championship. Well, coming up next, we get into the War of Momentum over the tag team titles. And of course, as always, if you don't know, the reason we do these War of Momentums is so that way we can see who in singles competition can get the more wins, and whichever team can get the more wins, we allow that team to choose if there's going to be a stipulation for the title match at the big event and what that stipulation will be. We start off with the men's War of Momentum as Dr. Naha takes on Jimmy Uso.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Terrors from Florida, weighing in at 190 pounds, Dr.
Dr. Naha, one half of the Terrors, back in RWF. Their mission to cure RWF of the plague that has infected it, and that starts with them becoming the new men's tag team champions.
and his opponent, representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, one half of the men's tag team champions, Jimmy Uso.
And here he comes, one half of the men's tag team champions. They're fresh off of their victory over at our last PTE. They'll have their second title defense at Heatwave when they take on the Terrors. And of course, betting has already begun, so make sure to get your votes chosen for who you think is going to win this match. This match has started here with these two men trying to get the first point in the war of momentum. The return of Dr. Naha to singles competition here. And Dr. Naha, unfortunately, has never won a title here in RWF. Looking to do that at Heatwave. But his competition is fierce as he has to face the Usos, who, in at least other feds, have been some of the most dominant champions there have ever been. Middle rope diving headbutt by the Oos. Submission attempt there by Naha, but Uso able to get out of it. And Dr. Naha taking Jimmy Uso to town here. Uh-oh. Locking in the Venom Bite. Dr. Naha trying to make Jimmy Uso tap out here, but Jimmy able to power out of it. Big super kick into the cover. Easy kick out at one. And Dr. Naha on a roll here. Beautiful middle rope hurricanrana. And Uso with a spear out of nowhere. And now Jimmy to the top rope with a flying Oos, but a missing Oos. These two now fighting here on the outside, and Naha again looking for a submission hold, but I mean, Uso able to get out of it. I don't really know what Naha is thinking here. He can't win via submission on the outside of the ring. Super kick by Naha into a cover, and that was enough.
Here is your winner, Dr.
And on this night, Dr. Naha stands tall, gaining the first point in the war of momentum over the men's tag team championships. Now it's time to see if Maxine Dupree can do the same as she takes on BFAB coming up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Dream Team, from Phoenix, Arizona, Maxine Dupree!
Once bitter enemies, now Maxine Dupree and Thea Hell are putting their Alpha Academy and Chase University skills together to make the Dream Team.
Be fabulous.
And her opponent, representing the Misfits, from Canton, Ohio, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions,
BFAB getting her first championship at our last PTE. Now one half of the women's tag team champions. And both members of the Misfits have said the so-called fans of RWF need to get used to these titles being around their waists. I have also been told by both Maxine Dupree and Thea Hell that they are actually working on sort of matching outfits to show their solidarity for when their title match comes at Heatwave. So it'll be nice to see that as this match goes on, continues here. Back and forth action. These ladies have already landed here on the outside of the ring. Not a place where either one of them want to be, I'm sure. And at the last second, Maxine Dupree able to get back in this ring and stop it from being a count out loss. Dupree going for a drop kick, and yeah, I might as well not even try. Each time one of these ladies gets a hand up, the other one able to reverse. Uh-oh, Dupree with the ankle lock locked in, the same move that won her and Thea Hell the #1 contendership spot, but no, BFAB able to power out of it. Massive move there by BFAB into the cover. And a kick out of 2.9999999. Nice fisherman suplex there by Maxine Dupree. Uh-oh. Dupree lifting her all the way up and bam! All the way down to the mat. Straight into a cover. And that's it.
Here is your winner, Maxine Dupree.
And Maxine Dupree getting a big win here tonight. Getting the first point in the War of Momentum for the Dream Team. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. My wife has decided that it is time for her to go to bed. And if you don't know, this... Oh,
I just wanted to say goodnight.
go ahead.
Good night.
Let's say we're not muted, so so that also means that if you don't know that she does a vlog on YouTube, on her YouTube, not the J Rabbit YouTube, but on her personal YouTube. And we both like for me to be involved in the good night segment because I'm not able to always be involved in the good morning segment of it, and so on and so forth. My point being is if you need to go to the bathroom, grab yourself some popcorn, what have you, now's the time to do it. I will be right back. Alright, sorry about that. I am back, baby, back. And we are going to continue on with our wrestling show. So, next up, we have a singles match, a debut of a new superstar here in RWF. But much more than that is the story of why these two are even fighting. So, Abyss is actually very mad at Dave Rida. Now, if you've been around, you know that Dave Rida is a new superstar here in RWF who's made brief appearances in the past, but he's new. He's come back and he's re-debuted, and he calls himself the Monster. Well, Abyss has become a very, very upset at this because everybody knows that Abyss is the monster. The monster Abyss. That's his whole thing. So he has challenged Dave Rida to a match at Heatwave over the rights to use the name The Monster. But before and of course Dave Rida has accepted, or I should say Dave Rida's manager, Tony Marcus Jones, has accepted. But Abyss doesn't want to just get his hands on him. He wants to test Dave Rida's mantle. So, Tony Marcus Jones has agreed with Abyss that Dave Rida will answer some hand-pick opponents by Abyss. And whether he wins or he loses, that doesn't really matter. The point is, Dave Rida will face these people, and if he loses, then maybe Dave needs to start thinking about not calling himself the Monster. And if he wins, maybe Abyss should pick his battles better. Now Dave Rida's first opponent, well, we've been told it's somebody who's always ready. This match coming up next.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, accompanied by Tony Marcus Jones. From the pits of hell, weighing in at 415 pounds, the Monster Dave.
And here he comes, the Monster Dave Rida, who Abyss is taking issues with because he calls himself the Monster.
Always ready.
And yes, that's right. Matt Cardona, once known as Zack Ryder, making his debut, and he's got a little bit of issues with Dave as well, because Zack, of course, like I said, he was Zack Ryder, and Dave's last name is Ryder. Of course, this is a much different version of Matt Cardona, no longer really doing the gimmick. Now he's doing the just I'm always ready for whatever is happening. Now it's time to see if he's ready for the giant that is Dave Ryder. And of course, Cardona also has to watch out because on the outside of the ring is Tony Marcus Jones, the man who has decided to start being a manager to Dave Ryder, a handler to the monster, if you will. Now we know that it is no secret that just because you're a giant doesn't mean you can't be beat. We saw that happen earlier as Tala Tonga lost a match. And of course, Dave Ryder has been on a bit of a losing streak here since his debut. Of course, you know, he'll be looking to change that here tonight. And I think for Dave Ryder, it's not so much about winning as it is just inflicting as much pain and punishment as he can to his opponents. And Cardona just not stopping with this onslaught of attacks, and that's exactly what you got to do against someone like Dave Ryder. And now Cardona going for a pinfall attempt, but only one count. Cardona putting it all on the line with that dive. These two need to be careful, already at a count of 5. And at the last moment, Cardona almost had this one via countout, but at the last moment, Ryder able to get back in the ring. Pinfall attempt. Not even one count though. Ryder, sorry, Cardona with the Rough Rider, but only a 2 count. Cardona went for what looked like a spear. Ryder able to get out of it. Now going for a choke slam, but Cardona able to get out of the choke slam. Cardona with an unprettier into a cover. And he did it.
Here is your winner, Matt
It looks like Matt Cardona's always ready attitude has gotten him the win here tonight. What an impressive debut here in RWF for Matt Cardona. Well, coming up next, we get right back into the war of momentum as we see if Thea Hale can make it 2-0 or if Michin will tie things up.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Dream Team from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Thea Hale.
And here she comes, Thea Hale. If she wins here tonight, then the champions will be at a big disadvantage. But if she doesn't, things will be all tied up.
And her opponent, representing the Misfits from Fontana, California, one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Michin.
Michin now a 2-time women's tag team champion. Of course, the funny thing is that both times she won the titles, it was as a member of the Misfits. Of course, she needs to win here tonight to tie up the war momentum. And as match gets started, I do have to excuse myself for just a moment. I need to use the little boy's room, big boy's room. I gotta go to the bathroom. I will be right back, so enjoy this match. All right, I'm back, and it looks like I'm back just in time for a little bit of a throwdown between these two women. The Hell getting the best of that exchange. Nice springboard move there by Thea Hell into the cover. Will that be enough? No, Michin gets the shoulder up at 2. Thea Hell putting those technical skills to use with the armbar, and that's it.
Here is your winner, Thea
And Thea Hale gets the victory here tonight, bringing the war momentum over the women's tag team champions. 2 for the challengers, 0 for the champions. Which means next week when we do RWF, the champions are in a must win on both matches to tie things back up. Well, it's time to see if Dr. Corvus can do the same for his team, or if main event Jey Uso will gain 1 for the Us. That's coming up next. And much like we said with Dr. Naha earlier, Dr. Corvus has been a bit of a staple here in RWF of recent memory. Of course, he was let go. Both of them were let go, only to be recently rehired. And now they're looking for tag team gold.
And his opponent, representing the Usos from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 242 pounds, one half of the men's tag team champions, main event, Jey Uso!
And here he comes. Main event, Jey Uso. Of course, I forgot to mention the fact that his brother is a former Intercontinental Champion, and Jey himself is a former United States Champion. Right now, they're the men's tag team champions. They've already had one successful title defense. Now they will face off against the Terrors at Heatwave. And Corvus not wasting any time, starting off with a vicious attack at the beginning of this, before the bell even rang. But Jey Uso able to be right on top, and a very much similar situation as the Thea Hale and Michin match. If Corvus is able to get the win here tonight, then it will be Challengers 2 to Champions 0. With, of course, if Jey able to get the victory here tonight, he'll be able to tie things up. Spear out of nowhere by Jey Uso. And now, looks like the Uso is going to fly. Flying Uso and another missing Uso. Shades of his brother earlier tonight. Dr. Corvus looking for the injection, but able to battle out of it is Jey Uso. And now these two gonna trade blows here. Big scoop and a slam into the cover, but only a 2 count. Again, going for the injection, but Jey Uso able to get out of it. And now Uso to the top rope. Uso splash, and Uso missed. And Corvus with the cure. Into the cover. But only a 2 count. Corvus trying to go for the cure a second time, but Uso able to reverse it and go straight into a cover here. But only a 2 count. Jey Uso getting this crowd riled up. Goes for a spear, but Corvus able to reverse out of it. Corvus again trying for the injection, and again gets reversed by Uso. Uso knocks down Corvus with a super kick. Jey Uso with a spear. Uso splash. Straight into a cover. And somehow Corvus gets the shoulder up at 2. Got both these guys chant going on as Uso hits a nice neck breaker. Jey Uso with yet another Uso splash from the top rope into the cover. And that's it.
Here is your winner,
And on this night, Jey Uso ties things up, making the War Momentum 1-1 in the men's division. Well, coming up next, we have a bit of the bizarre. Unlike Scott Steiner, Bray Wyatt says he does not wish to issue any kind of open challenge. He is the first ever and only Grand Slam champion in history of RWF, and he doesn't want to lose that title anytime soon. So, he doesn't plan to. And if El Grande Americano wants to re-win his title, well, he's going to have to jump through some hoops. One more time. The funhouse door has been opened. So here's the thing. Bray Wyatt says that El Grande Americano's challenger tonight is someone we've all seen before. The original El Grande Americano. We'll see what exactly that means as this match is coming up next.
You ain't advanced enough to process potential phonetical concepts or objects are foreign, like block tests, fonts and text are complex, regardless of your finesse of your business. It's the condition of business. Your lane vision of an underground physical image underneath to undermine your whole typical image with the precision of percentages and the collision of sentences. Poetry, beats and mics, we untouchable like righteous sluts with no credit.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from the Gulf of America, weighing in at 202 pounds, El Grande Americano!
Well, here he comes, a former United States champion in his own right, the current #1 contender to the United States Championship, El Grande Americano. What awaits in the bizarre world of Bray Wyatt that he's brought to face Americano here tonight?
And his opponent from the Gulf of America, weighing in at 202 pounds, the original El Grande Americano!
Well, wait a minute. Yes, this is apparently the original of Grande Americano. This is actually the one who won the United States Championship. I've been saying since I've seen the height difference that there's something different about a Grande Americano. And now this just proves that there is two. Well, I will be a monkey's uncle. We have El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano here. So wait, does this mean that the El Grande Americano that's been appearing recently is not a former United States champion? Of course, this match brought to you by the mind of Bray Wyatt. And honestly, I don't even know if he opened the Firefly Funhouse for this, because this is clearly two different people. I mean, you can clearly see that this is two different people. But what a challenge for the number one contender to have to face here tonight. Avalanche White Noise into a cover. Kick out at 2. Big dominator there by the original El Grande Americano, and now from the top rope with a flying headbutt into a cover. And a kick out at 2. And now these two Americanos going to trade blows here tonight. And now a Grande Americano with an ankle lock, but he lets it go as the original was close to the ropes there. Close count there as the new Grande Americano almost got a win over the original. And the original with another Dominator. But he's not putting the newer one away. Uh-oh. Perhaps going for another flying headbutt. Oh, but missed the mark. Running headbutt by the newer Americano. And a kick out at 2. Back and forth action between the Americanos. And a third Dominator. Scooping a slam, and now Original looking for another diving headbutt, perhaps. No, going for a springboard move there, or a high fly move, and he did it.
Here is your winner, the
Well, the original El Grande Americano getting the win here tonight. And perhaps, I don't know what this means for this newer version of El Grande Americano. As far as I know, the number one contendership was not on the line there, but I don't know. We'll have to see what Triple H, the man in charge, will have to say about all this. Well, coming up next, we have our semi-main event of the evening, as the woman who currently holds the women's Carrot Cash briefcase, Tiffany Stratton, goes one-on-one with the current number one contender to the Women's World Championship, Nia Jax. And here she comes, the current number one contender to the Women's World Championship. And just like the Women's World Champion herself, she'll have to kind of have her head on a swivel at Heatwave, because Tiffany Stratton could decide to try to cash in the Carrot Cash briefcase during their one-on-one match, turning it into a triple threat match. And here she comes, the current women's Carrot Cash briefcase holder. She said it from the beginning, from her qualifying match, that as a former three-time women's tag team champion, and her tag team partner now no longer with the company, it's high time that it stops being tag team time and everybody realizes it is Tiffy time. And of course, if you're not familiar with the Carrot Cash briefcase, it is very much like WWE's Money in the Bank briefcase with just one alteration. So basically, inside of the Carrot Cash briefcase is a contract for a title shot, a guaranteed title shot at the Women's World Championship, the very top prize in the women's division, at any time of the briefcase holder's choosing. So they could choose to make it a one-on-one match, they could choose to interrupt a one-on-one match to make it a triple threat match. Whenever they want to cash it in, they can cash it in. And they have up to 1 year to do so. Now, what makes it different than the Money in the Bank briefcase is in WWE, if you're a Money in the Bank briefcase holder and you haven't cashed in your briefcase within 1 year, you lose your opportunity. Well, here in our WF, you don't just automatically lose your opportunity. No, if you decide, if the superstar if the superstar decides that he or she doesn't want to cash in their briefcase for and it's a year passes, then instead of losing their opportunity, they automatically get entered into the 8-person ladder match, and they must defend the briefcase in said ladder match, which very well means that they could end up re-winning the briefcase and have another year, if they should so choose, to try to cash it in. Nia Jax being very dominant in this match, as we knew she would be. Nia Jax, a former women's tag team champion in her own right. Neither one of these women have ever held singles gold. You know that they would love to do so, and there's a prettiest moonsault ever by Tiffany Stratton into the cover, only a 2 count. Back and forth action between these ladies. This match, not so much about proving that they can win, but so the whole point here is Nia Jax has to prove to Tiffany that if she tries to cash in her briefcase, that it will only lead to her not winning the Women's World Championship, while Tiffany, on the other hand, wants to prove to Nia that yeah, she is the briefcase holder, and if she wants to cash in, well, Nia might just have to get used to the idea that Tiffany could walk out as the new champion. Likewise, if Tiffany decides not to win, cash in her briefcase, and she wins here tonight, then Nia will have to, if she ends up winning the championship, she will have to always think in the back of her head, well, I already have a loss against the woman who has that briefcase. But it's so much more why Nia needs to win this match, because again, that just proves that puts the thought into Tiffany's head, maybe I don't want to try to cash in on Nia if she wins. Nia getting sent to the outside of the ring here. And a dive there, a suicide dive by Tiffany Stratton, as now these two take it to the outside of the ring. The strength of Stratton lifting up Nia Jax. Hitting a second prettiest moonsault ever into the cover. And that's it. And on this night, Tiffany Stratton proves why she is the woman's Carrot Cash briefcase holder. Perhaps puts Victoria and Nia Jax on lock, saying, hey, I now have a victory over the number one contender. Well, it is now time for our main event of the evening, where we're going to see if Sheamus, the men's Carrot Cash briefcase holder, can do the same against the number one contender to the heavyweight championship, CM Punk. And here he comes, a former RWF heavyweight champion in his own right, wanting to make that a two-time champion. And boy, what a mountain does he have to climb, as the current heavyweight champion is Goldberg. But of course, Punk is used to having to climb mountains. In fact, it was the Big Red Machine Kane that he was able to topple to become champion his first time. And very much with Nia Jax to help one of his matches, so he can prove to Sheamus that, hey, you may not want to try to cash in on me, buddy.
And his opponent, from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 267 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus!
And here he is, the men's Carrot Cash briefcase holder. And of course, we got to talk about the way he won that. He climbed the ladder. They pushed the ladder over. He kept hanging onto the briefcase, successfully unlatched it, and fell all the way to the ground. Your new briefcase holder. One thing that CM Punk has over Sheamus, something that neither of the women could claim, is he has reached the mountaintop. He has not only become a singles champion here in the RWF, but he has become the champion. The heavyweight championship has been around his waist, and of course, that is the grand title, the biggest accomplishment you can achieve here in RWF, besides Grand Slam champion, I guess, is to have that heavyweight championship. CM Punk has been there. He has been our champion, while Sheamus hasn't. Sheamus has never won a title here in RWF. This match will prove Sheamus's toughness. We know he likes to fight. We know he likes to have banger after banger. But this will truly show that Sheamus belongs in the main event scene, or it'll show that Sheamus might need to pick when he wants to choose to cash in that briefcase. There've only been 3 men to hold the Carrot Cash briefcase, and neither one of them have been able to successfully cash in the title to win, or cash in the briefcase to win the championship title. You know that Sheamus would love to be the first fella to do that. And of course, as always, the question is, will he choose to make it just a one-on-one match? Will he choose to interrupt a one-on-one match, making it a triple threat match? And Sheamus hits the bro kick into a cover. And a kick out of 2. And now these two trading blows here on the main event of the evening. Each one wanting to prove that they have what it takes to be heavyweight champion. You know, the current champion Goldberg is going to be watching this, just wondering who's next. Will it be just CM Punk? Or will it be CM Punk and Sheamus? Springboard clothesline by Punk. Hits the knee into the Bulldog, but Sheamus able to throw him off. Went for a second bro kick, but Punk able to dodge out of the way and hits a knee of his own. Second attempt, knee. And again, Sheamus able to brush Punk off. And now Sheamus going for the high cross. He hits it. Straight into the cover. Feet on the ropes. But Punk able to get out very easily. Back and forth action. Punk showing why he's a former heavyweight champion. Sheamus showing why he is the current men's Carrot Cash briefcase holder. Trying again. Third time's a charm. And now, after a diving attack to the outside, Sheamus getting the crowd behind him as these two now fight here on the outside of the ring. Went for another bro kick, but again, CM Punk able to step out of the way. Latching in an Anaconda Vice here on the outside of the ring, but Sheamus able to get out of it. Punk looking for another springboard. He hits it. Big clothesline by Sheamus into the cover, and that's it.
Here is your winner, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
And Sheamus getting the big victory here tonight, ending this match with both of our Carrot Cash briefcase holders standing tall, perhaps sending a big message to not just the number one contenders, but to the champions themselves. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have enjoyed our show. That does conclude the end of our RWF show here tonight. Oh, no. Oh, it says you guys got ads. I'm not getting ads. I'm going to go ahead and end here anyway. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. Um, we should be live again this coming Sunday with Polka Sunday as long as I'm feeling okay and everything. And then RWF should, honestly, I don't know. With my current work schedule and everything, it's either going to be next Monday or next Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure when. I will let you guys know as soon as I can. With that said, we're going to go ahead and get into our commands, and then I'm going to officially let you guys go. As always, we are sponsored by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. He has blessed both me and my wife extremely greatly. We want to make sure that we return all of his blessings by giving him all of the glory, credit, praise, honor, and glory that he rightfully deserves. We also want to say a huge thank you. Thank you to everybody that joined me today. It means so much to me that you guys take time out of your busy days to come and hang out with me. Of course, a huge thank you also goes to our supporters, starting with my hashtag wonderful wife, Firebird10, our amazing friends Nick T, as well as our other friends Sean, Steve, and Danny, as well as our two digital artists responsible for our artwork, Amon Wolf of CNH Podcast and Z Fire Incorporated. Thank you all so much for everything. Discord. We have one of those. If you've not joined our Discord and you would like to, feel free to grab that link right there and come join us. We've got tons of chat rooms. That's where important announcements are announced, decisions are decided, discussions are discussed, wrestling results are resulted, chats are chatted, and honestly, we just love to have you there. Another place that we love to have you is over on YouTube. If you'd like to check out our past live streams or our highlight videos, feel free to grab that link there and join us over there. Now, since it is all free and it's another way to help support the channel, if you don't mind, while you're over there, give the YouTube channel a subscribe, hit the bell icon to keep yourself notified, give the videos a comment, and give them a like and give them a comment because comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Another place to find us is over on TikTok. If you just want to see our highlight videos, well, you can grab that link there because all we post on TikTok are our highlight videos. So feel free to go over there. And again, since it's all free and another way to help support, if you don't mind while you're over there, give the channel a follow, give the videos a heart and a comment because comments are also good for the TikTok algorithm. Last, but certainly not least, are ways to help support the stream right here, right now, if you would like to do so. Always keep in mind that nothing is ever required, but everything is very much appreciated. With that, more information on how you can help the stream is in the chat, so feel free to read that at your leisure, and remember to do only what you're able and comfortable with doing. For now, I am JRabbit87, and I hope you all have a very good night.
Thanks so much for tuning